Happy last Sunday of January. I feel like this month has been like 5 million months, but we're here and I don't have to talk all tonight. So we won't have another episode of that. But I'm really excited for tonight's team call. I wanted to kick off with some announcements real quick and show you guys what's coming up for February. So let me get this out of the way. The new team calendar is up in the hub, so it's pinned to the top as always. And just some things to keep in mind. They should talk about it on the National Wake Up Call tomorrow, but there's going to be some promo codes coming out for February, which is awesome. And then anyone that purchases a pack in February will get a 50% off code to get 4-week gut protocol and 4 weeks for everybody, which is launching March 15th. So that will kind of be our big push for February, is getting as many people as possible on the train for body and just getting them in the groove of being consistent, so that come the end of March, that's when we will kick off autumn's group. So just to give you guys an idea, the next 60 days in my mind for what my team's focusing on, and any of y'all are invited to be a part of it, is the 60-day challenge that Beachbody is putting on. So essentially all you have to do is log 60 workouts from body, and then you can get a free tank top at the end of the month. And I would also say, like, and this is something I know we're going to continue to get questions on, like, it's not about doing 60 cardio workouts. Okay. Like I put up in the guide, I'll show you guys just so you remember where things are. If you go to the top of the hub and you click guides, and then you scroll down, like the first thing is for all new challengers. The second thing is all new coach training, which, side note, I added step 4 and step 5. So all of the coach training is now there for you to go through. And I will say, like, make sure you do everything on the checklist. So you should not move to step 2 unless you have a getting started right call with your coach after you complete step 1, things like that. Like, make sure you guys are follow the rules and go through. It's there and intentional for a reason. And we want your feedback. So like totally put in the pod, hey, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on. There's no stupid questions. I expect y'all to be like, Danielle, what are you guys doing? But if you scroll down to the mix and body launch guide right here, I put the 60-day options. These are directly from Beachbody. So depending on their goals, if they want to tighten up, if they want to lean out, or if they want to build strength, they can save this to their phone or whatever works for them and pick classes that work for that. So you can see, like, on the tighten up track, cardio is Monday, strengths Tuesday, cardio is Wednesday, and then there's a recover day. So that's kind of something they could follow. Whereas like the building strength one, both the recover days are on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So I think it's nice because it provides flexibility for people and it allows them to really try body. Let me get out of this so that doesn't make you spin your head. So going back to the calendar, other announcements coming up. So we'll launch that group. It is already up, and the link to it, if you would like to join, is in here. So Team Bod Groups, you can click that and join. If you need to be added to a coach admin, just put your email in the message pod and I'll add you so that you can add your calendars as well. Cool. And then there's a bunch of different body events they're running in February. So on Valentine's Day, there'll be some special body workouts. They haven't launched all the details about that, but that's something to keep in mind. And then the Mix Bike is launching in Canada on the 24th. So if you know any Canadian friends, go ping them and pick their brain. I think the last thing I wanted to share is they're doing like a sale on cherry almond beach bars and mixed berry energize in honor of Valentine's Day. So that's a great way, if you're doing a total solution pack with Shakeology, you could add on mixed berry energize and just say, hey, I added this on. If you want to take it off your pack, totally cool. But I know it's on an extra sale this month. Figured it'd be a good flavor to try. That's a great way to kind of add on things to just a normal order. Any questions about what's happening this month or anything going on? Obviously, we're talking about the To Be Pregnant launch tonight, which is not specifically on here, but the link to the group is also on here, where we run all of our free groups. The sneak peek party group is right here. So Rachel will go through obviously all of that tonight, but I just wanted to make sure you guys know. So the team calendar is at the top. The new coach training is added. What other? Sorry, I wrote a note for myself. The body group. And then the last announcement that I had that I have not shared yet is I'm going to put up a February accountability message pod. So I know most of you are in the new coach message pod, and Allie and I were kind of brainstorming what could we do to kind of cultivate y'all to move through your coach training, to be active with your trackers. And I know for me, February is a month that I could tend to easily slack off. So I'll be opening up a message pod that will purely just be sharing your tracker at least 5 days a week. That's all it's going to be. So there's not going to be information thrown at you. None of that. It's literally going to be an accountability place. And I'll put all the details for that in the hub probably tomorrow. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. Cool. All right. Any other announcements? All right. Recognition. Who's got something to celebrate today? Y'all know you can't be silent. Someone's got to say.
I'm going to shout out Amber. She is pushing hard to finish the month in Success Club. So she's at 4 right now, hustling, already has a plan, but that's not stopping her from reaching out to new customers as well. So want to shout her out.
Yes, girl. Love it.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go.
I just wanted to shout out Rachel because she has been busting her butt this week, put in this group together, and she's absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to shout her out for kicking butt this week.
Hey. What you got, Allie?
I want to shout out Kaylee. Her posts and everything else she's been sharing in our message pod have been on point. And I know as a fellow mom, it can be hard to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, but you're doing an amazing job. So keep it up.
Okay, and I'm going to go off that on Kristen because she shared something so huge. She's never talked about her health like that before. So you go, girl. So proud of you.
Yeah, those were awesome, guys. So cool to see you shine your light on your stories. I wanted to shout out Jamie and Katie because they're both on this call, and Katie shared some insights she's been having with personal development, which is awesome because she loves to text me and I'm like, girl, share it with the whole group. Everybody loves to hear what's working well and what's speaking to their mindset. So gonna love to hear and continue to hear about that program that you're doing. And I know Jamie's been super duper consistent in getting back to her routine. I just love her light of light, and I can't wait to see her at our next team event. And for all of you for being here on a Sunday night and packing another screen. I can, like, guys, you don't understand. It's been a long time that I can say a whole month we've had like a real full screen of the team, and that just makes my heart, yes, like just dancing, that is like how my heart feels. So it fires us up to continue to grow for y'all. So I appreciate you guys being there. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Rachel. So fun story, Rachel and I connect, like I have seen her on the Zoom screen for like the past 2 years. Okay. She's not a personally sponsored coach of mine. She's an extended coach family. And I've just always loved her consistency. I love her Georgia heart because I used to live in Atlanta. So we have a lot in common with that. But I've always just thought like she's such a rock star, and we connected a couple months ago, and it's been so cool to see her shine and take a really tough time in her life and allow that to propel her to step up as a leader and bring on new coaches and just be like, you know what, I don't need mentorship. I just need a community to plug in my light and find my way. So I'm excited for you to share a little bit about your story with the team tonight, because I think that that's important. We all learn who each other is and where we came from and where we want to go. And then also she'll be launching To Be Pregnant with the support of Noelle. They've both been working behind the scenes together to give us some more insight into this new tool, which I'm personally pumped about. So thank y'all for your hard work, and the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen because I am just like Danielle and need something to like go off of. Let me make this bigger. Okay. Whoa, that's not okay. That's big. Okay, so I am Rachel Epteen. Like she said, I currently live in Georgia, but I'm actually a Florida girl. That's where I met Kristen and Kaylee was in Florida. Hold on, let me make this a little bit smaller because I can't see you guys. Okay. So I'm from Tallahassee, where Florida State actually resides. And yeah, so this is who I am. And this is my husband. We've been married for 3 years on Wednesday. I'm an only child to 2 only children. I am a volleyball coach, been a volleyball coach for like 7 years now. I played volleyball growing up, which is probably why I have such like a team kind of mentality and a community-wide mentality. I am now a 2nd grade teacher. I used to be in special education in middle school for the first 3 years of my career, but 2nd grade has my heart and I will never go back to middle school. I'm a dog mom as well. Those are my girls right here. They're just the light of my life. Like if I could be a stay-at-home dog mom, I would totally love that. But anyways, this is like a little bit about me. I'm obsessed with leopard. I'm a little country, but I'm also a little girly, just a little mixture of all the things, athletic, all of that stuff. But where it all started. So this was my first ever picture of my body when I was like, I need to do something different. It was very scary looking at myself in the mirror and not recognizing myself. I was so ashamed to take that picture that I didn't even want my face to be in it, just because of I'm an athlete. Like I'm not supposed to be overweight. I've been doing sports my whole life. Like what happened? This is kind of like at the beginning of the journey. That's at Eric's graduation. We had just graduated college around the same time. It was 2017. Yeah, 2017. And I had the summer before, we graduated in December. The summer before, one of my friends who was in the volleyball community had started Beachbody. She was a coach and she was like, come on, let's do it together. And I was like, okay. So I went on the website, like we all say, don't say Beachbody because you're just going to go to the website. I went to the website, signed up, and actually got to my coach now. I got put onto hers because it was a free lead, or it was a paid lead at the time. And I didn't know who she was. She was this random person that messaged me and emailed me and said, hey, I'm your coach. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I want to go to Haley. Like, my bad. I didn't know. And so I went to Haley, switched over, and she never did a group. She literally was just someone taking money and trying to run a business. So of course, without a group, you fall off track. You don't have anybody, you don't have a community, nothing works. So I was on and off for like the whole summer leading up to graduation. And I was like, okay, I really need to do something because that cannot happen again. That is not okay. So my current coach reached out to me then around my birthday, because that's around the time we graduated. I was like, hey, what you got going on for Christmas? Happy birthday, like all the things. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out because I need a change. I need a group. I need something. And she was like, okay, let's do this. And I was in a group for about a month and was like, she reached out about the coaching opportunity. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And my first ever program was 80-day obsession. And I lost 30 pounds in 80 days. And it was insane. I never felt more capable of doing something in my life because backstory, volleyball, I was a bench warmer my senior year. I kind of got in the mentality of I'm not good enough to be on the court. My coach kind of put that mentality in my head. And ever since then, I was like, what's the point? Like, they're not going to like me. I don't care. So I was just like, let's just have fun. So that was me. I got awarded the Lion Heart because I was just the one bouncing on the sidelines, whether I was doing good or not, playing or not, I was the cheerleader on the team. And so with that being said, like going through this and becoming a coach, I was like, I can do this and I can cheer for people to do it with me. I was very hesitant about starting groups and bringing people into the opportunity. But I don't know if you can see down here, I am a product of two very overweight parents, and I didn't want to turn out like them. My dad doesn't care what he eats. He doesn't care how many pills he has to take a day, but he wants to eat what he wants to eat. And he's like, whatever, that's my life. My mom is very self-conscious and always has been. She wants to be my best friend instead of a mom kind of deal. And it was just the three of us. So we had each other and that was it. And so she always did what she could to make sure I knew she was loved and I was loved. She's very self-conscious. Her self-esteem is down the drain. And that's another reason why I was like, I cannot be a product of my raising. Like I can't do that. I have to be different for my family and for my future and change the cycle. I can't turn out like them. I can't start gaining weight and eat all the crap and not do anything about it because my mindset was going bad. I had random health issues pop up. I had a tumor in my shoulder. It wasn't cancerous, but like it came out of nowhere. And then the bottom one is my wrist tendon pops out of place out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, Rachel, health is not like we have to be on top of it. We can't just let it go. And so all of these things led me to changing the scene for my family and for my life. And so that's when I started Beachbody. And it kind of really started when we got engaged in 2018. It was right after graduation. And I was like, I need to change. I need something. Now I have a wedding to plan for. I have to look hot at my freaking wedding. I can't look like a slob. And I did. Like I did the damn thing, like Danielle says all the time. And it was like when my husband started seeing, or my fiance at the time, started seeing a difference in my mindset and my energy and how I was presenting myself and not being as self-conscious, like that is why I was like, okay, this is long haul kind of shit. Like I have to keep doing this. And if people are starting to see it, then I need to act like it even more out and about and share. Because if I'm not sharing, that they're not going to be able to feel like how I feel and have their friends and families see them the way that my husband is starting to see me. And so through this whole few years, I lost my grandfather at the very beginning of my journey. So the community was really big for me then. I moved from Tallahassee to Augusta, Georgia. I had no idea where we were going. He was the only person I knew. So I was like, well, shit, like if I don't like you after this, like what's going on? We were planning a wedding, like while we were living together up here for the first year and a half. 6 hours from home, by the way. So that's a long ways away. Never lived anywhere other than Tallahassee. I started a new career being a teacher, hadn't taught anywhere, hadn't done anything other than Beachbody and teaching. And so it was like a whole new world for me. And it was scary, but it was a whole new world for me. So this is why I continued to stay. My mom actually started doing workouts with me and is in my challenge group and everything. And I don't know if you can see it. For some reason, it's getting cut off, but this text right here is from her. She did 80-day obsession, and with the help of 80-day obsession and Beachbody and her OA, she's been going to Overeaters Anonymous. She's lost 150 pounds. Y'all, my own mom, like it's just so crazy how far she's come by just watching me and like wanting to do stuff with me. And that's like one of the biggest reasons why I keep like the things that keep you going, your reasons why. Like my mom is one of my biggest reasons for starting and for continuing, because I want her to know that she can do it. I can do it. Like we can all do it. My husband started working out again. He absolutely loves Joel, by the way, not just the ladies, the boys love him too. Um, he loves Walla too. 6 weeks of work is like his heart program. We did 10 rounds when it first came out together. And funny story about that picture, we punched each other while we were doing the last move. Like he's lefty, I'm righty, and we punched each other on accident. But I've met some awesome people. Like there's Jess and Amanda. Like I met them at my first summit and I fell in love. I was roommates with Amanda at Summit. And that's when I met her for the first time. But we bought a house last year. Yeah, a year and a half ago. That's like old Rachel. This is current Rachel. And even more so now, like I said, I've lost my grandfather during like being part of Beachbody. And right now I'm going through the struggles of fertility, and I had my miscarriage in September. First time we decided over the summer we were going to start trying for family. And September we got positives like 4 in a row, and I was like, no way. And so we started planning and all the things. And then of course your period starts and you're like, oh shit, well, I thought I was pregnant. That's not cool. And so that was a very scary time, but I'm so glad for my community and being able to have an outlet, people to talk to, and having the confidence to share about it. Because let's be honest, all of Eric's family was like, do not talk about it. Don't share. Like you shouldn't have said anything. And I went through a time where like, Eric, I need to talk about this. Like other people are going through this just like I am. And I thought I was by myself. It was just us two. I couldn't talk to my mom because I'm the only way they'll get a grandchild. I'm not going to tell her we had a positive because like, hello, that's like something you want to be exciting. It's not something you want to put a sad spin on. And so it was just us two like crying for weeks. Like we don't know what's going on. And so, yeah, this community has been really helpful for that. Not only the emotional and like community side, but also like being a coach, being financially set by having a house. Like my vision board last year, we were saving money for a house and we did it. We bought a house, we moved out of a townhouse. Right now we're saving for a mom car and upgrading that. But yeah, so this, I mean, just added on to it, but that's past what I was gonna say. Anyways, so that's a little bit about me and my story. And I mean, I'm still going through the things with the doctors and stuff. On Friday, I had blood work done and they took 3 vials of blood. But I will say I'm getting so much stronger with needles because I used to hate needles. And now I'm like, oh, I didn't even feel it. That's awesome. But anyways, that's a little bit about me. And that is one of the reasons why I'm really excited about to be pregnant, because yes, it's technically geared towards people that are already pregnant, but it actually is really good for people who are trying to get pregnant because you're getting in the mindset for pregnancy and you're fueling your body for pregnancy. And if you're already on the track to do what you need to do while you're pregnant, might as well start it before. If you know you're trying and you know you're going to be pregnant soon, like might as well just get into the habit of it now, because then it's like, oh, I already know how to do this. I already know what to do if I'm nauseous. I already know what to do if I'm craving something. And let's be honest, you don't have to crave something to be pregnant, or you don't have to be pregnant to be craving something. Like we all do it. So this kind of helps you on that track. So I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. So to be pregnant information. So the program is broken down, all digital. There are 16 short videos to address most, if not all, pregnancy nutrition topics. There's a tracker, just like To Be Mindset. And I'm going to be honest, y'all, it's very, very, very similar to To Be Mindset, with the tracking, the videos, the recipe list. But there's also a little section about how to conquer cravings, how to conquer the nausea, how to do those things that people kind of have the myths, or like the moms tell me to do this, so I'm going to do it. But we'll talk about it. The person who created it is a dietary nutrition. She's had 3 kids. Like she knows her shit and she knows how to help you. So it's honestly not like a full program, if you would say. It's a very short kind of program. And it's tended to go towards like being implemented during another program. But for this instance, I really think having just a pregnancy community or a pregnancy place for pregnant women to go would be really cool to have for our community, because that's not many people have that. So Alana, she is the one who created it. She's also the one who created To Be Mindset, and as an author of You Can Drop It. She's a mom of 3, and she found certain things that helped her while she was pregnant. And with her knowledge of being a nutritionist, she kind of put it together to, she took a little bit of To Be Mindset and took pregnancy brain stuff and put it all together for anybody who is going through their pregnancy journey. So, all right. So like To Be Mindset, I keep saying the wrong things in my brain. There's the 4 core principles, or the 2 bunnies, water first, veggies most, the scale, and tracker. So it's very similar, like I said, to To Be Mindset. Water first is going to help you in so many ways. And I was talking to Kaylee, I think, about this, and one of my girlfriends from my old school, and we were sending each other like sipping, chugging water pictures. Because honestly, if you are hungry or you think you're hungry, it's probably because you're thirsty. Let's be honest. Not all of us get our water in every day, especially as teachers who have to talk all the time. We can't just shove water in a mouth. And then of course, if we drink water, then they're like, oh, Miss Epsi, can I go get some water? Can I get some water? No, stop. So the recommended amount is half your body weight in ounces, but if you're pregnant, it's way more than that. So it's actually 3 liters is the minimum if you're pregnant. So tons of water throughout the day. And her thing is drink 16 ounces of water before any meal, because it will help you stay more full or feel more full, so you're not eating more than what you really need. Drinking water also helps boost your mood and your energy. And if you are nauseous or constipated, water will help you with that as well. And she puts in some of her videos. She said, if you're someone who is not like a basic water drinker, then you can add like fruits. You can drink bubbling water or sparkling water. It still counts as water, and you're still getting that amount that you need. And also using tea with water helps as well. Veggies most is just because veggies are going to give you that energy for the day, the energy, and help you stay full, and they're way healthier than carbs. So most of the things like the plating it, so in To Be Mindset, you plate it and you see like the different breakdowns of your plate. Veggies is always going to be 50%, if not more. 50% to 75% are what you should be eating as vegetables. And so that's kind of the mindset of it. She has recipes where it's Chinese. If you're craving Chinese food, do cauliflower rice. Or if you are craving pizza, do it in a mushroom as the crust, put everything on top of it. So she has cool recipes like that. The scale is scary. I'm going to tell you that because I always was scared, and I always told people to avoid the scale. But when it comes to your pregnancy, you want to at least try to scale or weigh yourself once a week. Why? Because it tells you what foods like work with your body and your baby. And it tells you if you're not overly gaining weight or if you are like slowly gaining weight. And that's kind of the way we want. We want slow, gradual progression of weight or weight gain. And it helps you kind of stay on track of what you're doing with your eating as well. And then tracker, it's really just an accountability tool. And I didn't even think about this, but when you're pregnant, having a tracker system and tracking everything down will help you communicate what's working with your doctor, and like being able to tell your doctor and not be like, oh, I think I had this. I think this didn't work. Because we all know, well, my brain's already a little screwed because I forget all the time, but I'm sure pregnancy brain is going to be way worse, and I'm going to forget all the things. So writing it down is going to be very helpful for this program. So here's an example of the goodies you get So like I said, there is a tracker system. You can print it off. I'm going to be honest, I got the digital access, so I didn't get any like trackers myself, but these are what they look like for first trimester, and then second and third are very similar. So they kind of combine them together. Yes, there's a poop emoji at the bottom of that. So it's asking if you pooped that day, which is very important. But you also, she said, you can also use the 2B Mindset Tracker as well. Just know that you just need to track something. This is her new principle, more sure model. So obviously first you want to drink water, then you want to drink veggies. If that still is not cutting it, then go to a protein. If that's still not cutting it, go to a carb. That's like the breakdown of importance of what you should be eating if you are hungry or still craving more. So obviously water, veggies are the first two to go. There's also food lists that she has broken down, especially for pregnancy. Ones that are higher in salt, ones that like will make you fart more, like all those types of things. So every single food group she has broken down and what amounts you should be having, just like a 2B Mindset. Fitness options. So technically, to be pregnant does not have fitness intertwined, but she does mention how exercise is very important during your pregnancy. And this is where I kind of vibed with Noelle. I was like, okay, you're pregnant. Tell me what you do. And I was like, bar blend, right? Pre and post bar blend. And she was like, well, yeah, but I like the other things better. And I was like, there's other things? I didn't even know. I'm glad you said that. So yes, we do have bar blend that is specifically for pre and post natal, but if you're not the vibe of Elise, you ain't gonna like it. You're gonna need to try something else. Because if you don't know Elise, she's very like, oh, earthy, yes, I am motivated, which I love that, but some people don't. And so we gotta have like options for everybody. So Noelle told me about the other ones that are in our pre and postnatal, which is this little thing right here. So there's a total body pregnancy. I can't remember who it's with Adalis, who is the one who did the running program. There is only one workout per trimester, but with this program, there is like a hybrid calendar that you can mix them all up and do the different ones and within your trimester. But that one's really good. I watched some of the workouts today actually to be able to write this out. So I had some background knowledge. That one uses dumbbells, loops, and a chair. So it's 30 minutes. It really is trying to get your heart rate up. So that way you're still kind of getting that sweat on like we would normally do. But this one is more for like the ones that are like already lifting before pregnancy. I forgot to say bar blend. So it is a really good one if you like it. They have really cool things. I didn't know they had this in there, but lit training, not like I'm getting lit training, but like labor intensity interval training, which I was like, oh, that's a tongue twister, but it's really getting you ready for labor. It's trying to get your body like into the intensity of what labor is going to be with like little moves like that. What is it called? Activities of daily life, which is her other kind of one that she created for this. And that I didn't realize, but she said sometimes like the injuries happen while you're pregnant from just doing regular mundane daily life things, which I didn't know, like bending down or picking up your other child or like doing stuff like that. And so that is part of bar blend. There's also breath work and mindset sessions. Like I said, she's very like, yes, I am loved. I am powerful. But if you're not like that, in my head, it's like a little hippy dippy kind of like vibes. If you're not like that and you're like from the country, you need someone like more powerful and all things, like we might want to go to someone else. Autumn also has an active pregnancy program. There is only one workout per trimester. They're also 30 minutes. They use dumbbells, but it's really for strengthening up your whole body for baby. And the one video was the first trimester I watched today. She was like, and we're gonna Kegel, squeeze. It's like, oh yes, that's important. We got to do that. We got to work on that in the first trimester. She's like, pretend like you're holding in the pee. And I was like, okay, I need to do that. Yep. And then the pre and postnatal yoga is also an option. There is a lot more options for that. There's postnatal care. There's like mommy and me workouts. There's 10 minutes, like, I don't remember how to say this word, but it's when your abs separate and you got to put them back together, or like push out. Yes. So that's important.
Diastasis recti.
Yes, that. Yeah, I didn't want to pronounce it wrong. Sorry. But yeah, so that's important too with this yoga program. They have that as well.
Hey, Rachel, I just wanted to add one more thing to this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Noelle would back up and can validate this, that like, don't think that you always have to remember where your pregnant person is coming from, like how active they were before. Like someone like Rachel, who's been doing workouts forever, is probably going to be bored AF with some of this stuff, just saying. So thinking about what programs you can lean them towards, it's really all about modification and leaning into our team for options. Because in my opinion, almost every single program in the BOD library can be done while pregnant, with the exception of a lot of the ab workouts on your back, that sort of stuff, just from the 7 years I've worked with people that are pregnant. But something that else that isn't on here, and I know will continue to be added to the library, is more body workouts that incorporate for pregnant women, specifically incorporating cycling, because it's so hard as you get bigger to, maybe like they're saying, pick up things. Cycling is such a great option to kind of take the pressure off, but still be able to work and bring your cardio up. So I know Elise was starting an option with the cycle and strength, I believe, for pregnancy. And from my own end, from corporate, I know that's being pushed hard because there's so many women in Beachbody. So we've been asking for this for a long time, and that will continue to be added to the body library.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because in To Be Pregnant, she mentioned cycling as one of the things in the exercise video. I know Noelle has been doing job 1 leading up to just recently, correct, Noelle?
So I actually haven't been doing anything other than prenatal workouts, and some 9-week control freak off and on. I've had a lot of hospital stays this pregnancy around. So I've just stuck to just prenatal, just because of a lot of issues with my body. But to Danielle's point, when I was pregnant with my son, the first go around, sometimes doing the same repeat workout all of trimester 1 did get quite boring. So it is nice to have a library of all of it, but there are days where your body is beating, your heart is beating 8 to 9 times faster just by being pregnant. So there are days where you want to just slow it down a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you for telling us that. So like I said before, technically To Be Pregnant can be bought just by itself. And that's kind of how I went, since I have everything that I need. But we also can offer many different things for people who are not part of our community yet. So this middle option is for current BOD members only. Yes. So they'll get access to the To Be Pregnant mindset. It's kind of like a completion pack kind of deal. And then this last one is for those newer customers that want the total solution and To Be Pregnant. So this is like our Shakeology or supplement of any kind with To Be Pregnant and with the BOD and the whole total solution thing. So this is for new people, and this would be for discount or preferred customer or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was, my bad. But that's kind of how that you can add that in with everything. If they are pregnant, you can kind of put it in there or talk to them about it or just see where they're at. But yeah, those are the different options you could offer to them. And that is all I have.
This was awesome, Rachel. What questions do you guys have or want to know? more about? I mean, $40 is a pretty reasonable price for anyone pregnant that's like totally lost. I feel like especially around the food option, there's so many things that are restricted that I know constantly have to be looked up. So that in itself is nice, especially when you're trying to check nausea and things like that.
Yeah, I watch those videos. The nausea one is really good for anybody. I mean, who is nauseous a lot, because I know some, you don't even have to be pregnant to be nauseous, but like if you have like motion sickness, nausea, or whatever, like that could really help you too. The craving video is really awesome. She breaks down different things you could do for all the different cravings, like salty, sweet. The recipes are really good. I actually did one for my lunch this week. So yeah. Any questions? The floor is yours.
Maybe when they're thinking of it, how are we incorporating this into our team? What is your vision for the next step?
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because I would have forgotten. So I have set up in our hub sneak peek group a week long of information. So I have, like, starting tonight, there was a post about what it is, and anybody who is interested in it can be thrown into that group. That's where we do all of our like launching type of stuff. But I talk about Alana. I talk about what it could be for anybody, who it's for, the different options, how fitness is incorporated. And I was going to ask Danielle or talk to all of y'all about how and who, if anybody would be interested to do like a bod group for all the people that are doing it, or I don't know, talk about how we're going to incorporate these videos into that. But of course we need people that are doing the program. I know I watched all of them. I loved it. It was really good information, and I'll be taking it into whatever journey I have of pregnancy in my future. But obviously we can't run a specific group unless we have people in there. So I was going to kind of get y'all's opinion on what you guys think we should do for a group leading up. Because like I said, it's supposed to be intertwined with what you're already doing. So it just depends on our community and who really needs to be served.
I mean, I feel like the easiest thing would just be to have an ongoing bod group that could be open at any time, since people are pregnant at different stages and different ranges. I know we put that poll up in the hub, so I'd be totally down to just have an ongoing bod group as a resource that they could be put in, that they can still be part of their monthly group with their individual team, but that could be a good space to talk about things that are pregnancy specific, that maybe they might not feel as comfortable to say in the hub and things like that. I feel like that would be easiest. What do you guys think?
That's how I do my mom group. And so the idea is that like one time a week, I either post or go live and talk about something relatable to current moms. So same thing with the pregnancy group you could do, and just find resources out there to help them and like do different topics. So I would do like a schedule. So like whatever day you want to go live or do a post, just make a schedule of things that are pertinent for pregnant women or people trying to conceive, and do posts on those topics.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, it could be something we have forever then, that kind of rotates through on whoever's in motherhood or postpartum. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's going to be forever in our team. There's always going to be people, which is wonderful. But it could be nice to have that ongoing resource, that there's not hard stop end date, but that we know we can plug people into, if y'all are cool with that. Cool. Well, maybe we can talk more about it in the chat, because I know it has been a longer call, but this was super helpful. No, it's great, Rachel. And I appreciate you sharing your story. I think it's also important to remember sharing those vulnerable things, while it is so difficult, has probably helped Rachel heal through it, and also realize that she's not alone in her story, that there is other women in our group. So I want to remind all of you, from my own kind of oopsies this week, of being extra kind around this topic, and knowing that we do have a lot of women in our team that are at different stages of this journey and different feelings about it. So just be mindful of that as you do talk about this topic. So I think it is important to have a group, not to be like secretive or anything like that, but I think it is important to have a space for them to interact and talk and things like that. But I just wanted to remind you guys all of that, because you never know what someone's story is and what they're comfortable sharing and all of those things. Cool. Well, thanks for being on, Rachel. Let's talk more about it in the coach chat. If you guys have any other ideas or something that sparks your interest, just another tool again, that's great to add on a share a cart if you know someone that's thinking about this. And next week, Amanda's going to be on to talk about her experience at New Leader Conference, which I'm really excited for many more of y'all to earn that this year, because it is such a special experience. So definitely come with your open hearts to start the month with some fire, because I know she's going to bring it. And I will see you guys next Sunday. I hope you have month's not over also to change a life. So go share your stories boldly, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here, guys.